Welcome back to Vintage Family Recipes. Tonight we are making a bundt cake. I'm sure you've seen lots of bundt cakes. This is a family recipe and it includes sour cream and chocolate chips. I've already creamed my butter and sugar together. I've already put together my flour, baking soda, baking salt, and sugar. There's 2 cups of flour, sifted, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of baking soda, and a teaspoon of baking powder. I'm now going to put my 2 eggs in with my sugar and my butter. So just put these bad boys right in there. This recipe is amazingly simple and it cooks very quickly for a cake, especially a bundt cake. I'm now going to add my mixture of the flour, the baking powder, the baking soda, and the salt, along with the sour cream and my vanilla. So I'm actually going to put my vanilla in first. I'm using vanilla paste. You can use regular vanilla. You can use Mexican vanilla. I'm just choosing to use my vanilla paste tonight. Next is my sour cream. I cannot even remember the last time I made this recipe. That's how long it's been. This is actually my aunt's recipe. I have no idea where she got it from. I know it was probably not my grandmother's. So I don't know if this is something she got from the other side of the family, if she got it from a friend. I just know that when she would come back to New York for a visit, this is one of the items that she would bake at my grandmother's house when she would come in from out west. And we absolutely fell in love with this cake as kids. And so then my mom got it from her, and then my mom would make it for us as well. But there's something about the person who makes it originally that I anyway, always connect to the recipe. So whenever I make this recipe, I always think of my aunt. Scrape down the sides of the bowl and get all of this off of here. I always think that it looks too thick when I make it, but it's not. Oops. I had planned on making a rhubarb pie with a lattice top this week. However, rhubarb's not out yet. I don't know what I was thinking. So I will wait a little bit and then do another lattice top. Or I might just break down and do an apple pie with a different crust with a lattice top next week. We'll see. Get this moved out of the way. Just make sure I have it all mixed in. If you've watched the channel before, you know I have math issues. I have dyscalculia, and I am always so glad when I double check the recipe and ask my my son or my husband or whomever, or myself, Google, how much something is. And I'm so glad I double checked, because I actually need 2 tubs of sour cream, not 1. And luckily, I always have sour cream in the house. So let me add this other one and put it back on the mixer. Well, I may not have to put it back on the mixer. I might be able to just mix it in really well by hand. We'll see. Let's see. No, I'm going to have to put this back in the mixer. There's no way. Oops, which means I also need to put this back on. Big thing. That's what aprons are for. Ooh, got it on my elbow. Okay, real quick. When you use a Bundt cake, which I'm getting mold, which I'm getting ready to use right now, this one, nothing fancy, you should always grease and flour the pan. I'm off a little today with like pausing more than usual, or looking like I'm catching a word. I actually hurt my back, and so I took a muscle relaxant, and I'm still waking up from that muscle relaxant. So my brain is still a little bit, but I didn't want to make this too late in the evening. So there we go. And I have no idea how I hurt my back. I just know that I did. This is when the cake spray that has the flour in it for cakes, but also the grease in it, would be really nice. I just don't have any on hand. I will pour half of the mixture, the cake mixture, into the Bundt cake. Go. I'm putting half, move this out of the way so you can see, sorry. I am putting half of the chocolate chips in next. And it is 3/4 cup of chocolate chips, and I think that was just a little more than half, so I'm going to have to pull out more chocolate chips. But that's okay. The more the better, I think. I have my 1/4 cup of sugar. I am now going to add my cinnamon, and as y'all know, nutmeg. And I'm going to do a little less nutmeg. I'm only going to do a 1/2 teaspoon instead of a teaspoon. I did a teaspoon of cinnamon. Go. Mix this all together. Get all the lumpies out. Pour this around as well. The rest of the cake batter, there is the rest of my topping, the rest of my cake batter, sorry, the rest of my cake batter on the top of the cake. Now I'm going to grab some extra chocolate chips since I put way too many in the middle. And I'm going to turn on my oven to 350 degrees now that this is almost ready to go in, because my oven does heat up really quickly. There we go. Then you put in the last amount of the cinnamon and sugar on top. All the way around. Didn't use my sugar shaker this time because I thought of it just now, but it's okay. It's still fairly even all the way around. And now I'm going to pop it in the oven for, just make sure I double checked this right. Yes, for 35 to 40 minutes. So we're ready to go in the oven.
Yes.
This looks perfect. There we go. Hi, now it's time for our taste test. I have the bundt cake really upside down, but I wanted you to see what the bottom of it looked like. This was the top of it when it baked. So now I will flip it over so you can see what it would look like on a plate with the bundt design showing. And there it is. Came out perfectly. So now I'm going to cut it, and we're going to let the taste testers take a taste. There you go. Do you want a small piece, Andrew, too?
Yeah. Oh, I gotta let the dog through.
Okay. Oh, was that Winston?
Yes.
Yeah, that poor old man. Okay. There you both go.
It's thick.
Yes.
It's like a cakey chocolate chip cookie.
Okay.
I'm chewing.
I'm trying to figure out what your face is thinking.
My face doesn't think anything. It's a face. Yeah, it's like.
Oop. Never mind. I'll pick it up so the dogs don't get it because there's chocolate in it. Oops. Anyway.
Sorry, train of thought is not in station tonight. It's a little. I think I'd like it. Like, it tastes fine. But I feel like it's taking more effort to chew than it should.
Okay.
Like, it's a little too thick.
Dense.
A little too dense.
Yeah, dense. That's a better word. A little
Okay.
too dense.
I think it's fine.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
it's good. It's very moist.
That's the sour cream.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, it tastes fine. It's, and you know how like picky I am with textures.
I know you are.
So.
That's okay. So fine, a little too dense. You can change that with how much sour cream you use, because you can use anywhere from 1/4 of a pint to a full pint. I used almost a full pint this time, so I'd probably say 3/4 of a pint is what I used. I didn't exactly measure. If
So
you
how
like
would you
this,
make it more dense?
less dense,
Or less? Okay, if you wanted to make it less dense, what would you do?
I'd probably put in more sour cream because it would make the flour amount lighter.
Okay.
That's what I would probably do. I would add more sour cream. So, thanks for watching. Give us a like. Shoot us a comment. Go ahead and hit subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Vintage Family Recipes. Good night.
Bang! I shot you a comment.